All right, Sagittarius, you ready? This is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. My name is Michelle. For those of you who are just finding the channel, thank you for clicking on the video. I use astrology, tarot, and oracle cards to divine insights every single week for you guys to be able to handle the energy that's going to most impact you in the best way to make the most progress. So please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so that you know when I upload your favorite content. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. And there's always an extended reading that I hope you join me for. You can also join the Unbound membership. 420, baby. We're going for like 420 new subscribers by the end of this week. Let's do it. And that's going to give you full access to all the extended readings and all of the channel perks. So the astrology this week is not, we're going to start off with the astrology, and then we're going to go into the quantum reading, which is the reading where everything is happening at once. And you'll see the past, the present, and the future will come out all at once because they're all impacting each other. So those aspects from your past that are impacting where you are now and the decisions that you have to make now and how that can affect your future, it's all going to come out at the same time, and we'll work that out together. So the astronomy, I'm sorry, not the astronomy. I apologize. The astrology is beautiful. I mean, it definitely favors you. Jupiter is sitting in Neptune. Jupiter is sitting still near Neptune. Very, very comfortable in Pisces, in a very generous position. There's so much illumination happening around it. There's so much potential. I would be shocked if you guys didn't know exactly who you are and exactly where you want to go and what you want to do with your lives, and lucky breakthroughs that aren't actually luck. They're breakthroughs that basically come from situations where you had been stuck in the past. So it's not like you didn't put the work in. It's just nothing ever came of it. That's the kind of stuff that, yeah, you're going to get that breakthrough. This has been happening for a while now, though. In terms of this week, what's basically your major impact is when the moon rolls into Sagittarius. And it makes you kind of question for just a brief moment, maybe 2 days time, because the moon doesn't stay long in Sagittarius. But remember, when the moon is reflective, right? It doesn't have its own light. It reflects the light of others. So when it's in Sagittarius, it's reflecting the light of Jupiter. So where is Jupiter? Jupiter's still conjunct to Neptune. It's still about optimism and expansion and getting things done and making things happen and finding possibilities and finding ways to get things done, with beautiful aspects to Mercury and Uranus in Taurus, changing what you've always done, why you've always done it, questioning those things that, questioning your traditional value systems, your moral, ethical structures, what you want in life, but not in the way that you're confused, in the way that you're not confused anymore. You know what you want now, and you're wondering, why am I still holding on to this? Expect that to be sort of amplified midweek. Amplified in the way that you're like, wait, why am I still tolerating this crap, from my boss? Or why am I still kind of putting up with feeling like I have to go to this meeting because I've gone to it for 5 years but does nothing for me anymore? Now is when you will have the strength to stop doing it, because the realization is going to come to you, not to torment you, right? It's going to come to you probably especially like Tuesday or Wednesday. It's going to come to you like, oh, I should have cut that off a long time ago. Let me just make that call. Basically because you tried to put it out of your mind because you're ready to move on from it. But this is when the official cutting the ties happens, when you are really able to be officially over it. That's what the reminder is. Like, the reminder is, hey, cancel that subscription, or because you don't use it anymore, and why spend the $30 a month if you don't need it? It's that kind of energy, that's just reminding you, we're done with this. Or you can start, you can think of it this way. It's when the light goes off in your brain to illuminate the reality that you still do something that isn't getting you anywhere, or that you're tolerating something that isn't getting you anywhere, and it's at just the right time, because you'll be able to cut it off like that. You'll be able to be like, oh, well, I'm done with this. Like, why do I even keep doing this? you're not going to stay on that question for long, because the important part right now, Sag, is that you just stop doing it. You know, you just stop engaging or involving. This also, when you talk about your meta consciousness, this or like the more faded aspects of these energies, not so much what you're personally involved in, but where the universe is leading you. It's going to come through as breakthroughs, as aha moments, as oh, finally moments is going to come through. So expect that these bursts of energies, like I said, I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday. This is going to happen. Let's get into the cards. I do feel a light energy though, Sagittarius, so it's not like you're... I feel like the bullshit is ending, like the toilet is finally flushing type of thing. Hold on. Okay. So intuitive energy is picking up something here. Be loyal to what you love. Well, your loyalties have changed. And that's what this is. There could even be a realization where somebody has been disloyal. Does that mean romantic? No, doesn't mean romantically. What does that mean? Disloyal as in they didn't live up to the expectations, or they didn't fulfill the obligations they were supposed to fulfill. This could happen. This could play out with your work. We'll get into the details, but this could play out with your work too. Like your boss never gave you that raise. It's like going on a year. You were supposed to like get the bonus, and then within 6 months get a raise, and it still hasn't come. It's that kind of thing. It's like somebody has not done for you what they said that they were going to do, or that realization that you're disappointed in. And this is coming in the form of a person. Absolutely. You're disappointed. It doesn't mean things are done, but I think you have the strength and the faith in this beautiful energy to face it, to see, okay, I don't like this. And maybe you've been suppressing this, right? You've been not talking about it. Because you didn't want to insult anybody, you didn't want to rock the boat. You're not scared of rocking the boat. I mean, you're in fucking Pisces right now. You can just dive under and stay under. You don't have to worry about rocking the boat. You're like, no, I'm just gonna fucking rock this boat. If I end up in the ocean, I end up in the ocean. I'm good. Neptune welcomes me. I'm fine. Ultimately, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm realizing. And the beautiful magic that comes from, it's not even magic, the truth. Like, right, when the truth shall set you free. In this way, it kind of like sets you forward. It pushes you forward. It puts turbo fuel in your tank, because this was kind of like holding you back. And because you're so optimistic in general, you might not even noticed that there was kind of like an energy drain making you drag, right? But there is. It's like this is what it was. And you can finally pinpoint it, and you're going to feel like there's turbo rocket fuel in your engine again, because you haven't felt your full self for a long time, because you were using energy to try to like ignore this, right? Or not deal with it, or you had better things to think of. But the truth is, this has to be confronted. And then we have be generous of spirit. So this is lion spirit. So it's about standing out. It's also about leadership. It's about putting yourself, like stepping into a starring role. It's about courage. Courage about what your heart really feels, knowing that going by what your heart really feels is not going to ruin everything. It doesn't make you selfish, right? Trusting your heart is trusting God. And so you're just going to have faith in you're going to find that in this energy, you're going to have the power to have faith in confronting those aspects, because you know this is for the right reason at the right time. The miracles are endless. These cards are falling out like for the same thing. I don't know what's going on. And then time to let go. So the miracles are endless, coming from this brave behavior, coming from this brave action. It's interesting how in different quadrants of the zodiac, so much of this energy ends up playing out. It's the same energy, but it plays out in different ways. For you, it's about action. It's about being able to like be brave enough and strong enough and faithful enough. It's not even about courage. It's about faithful enough. Like, you know, God ain't going to let you down. You know, the universe isn't going to let you down. You feel too blessed. You know that you're blessed. So you're going to confront this challenging aspect because you know you couldn't do it at a better time. Right? So there's your message right there. You couldn't do it at a better time. It's time to definitely confront this challenging aspect. The miracles are endless that come from this act of courage. So they're on the other side of it. And that's definitely not what you're thinking of. But I don't think you realize how much room you make yourself and how generous the expansion is going to be after you face this. I'm kind of itching my leg. I'm so sorry, guys. After you face this, after you confront this, because I don't think you realized how much fuel it was really taking from you. Sometimes it's hard when you're just an optimistic person and you forward, always forward. Forward, that's Sagittarius. Forward, always forward. I'm just going to move on. I'm not going to take it too personally. I'm just going to let water off a duck's back. Forward, always forward. But sometimes what ends up happening is you end up not realizing that you're pulling, like I just saw a bunch of like cans or balls and chains. They've wrapped themselves around your feet and you're so forward, always forward. You just didn't stop long enough to be like, no, I have to address this because this is weighing me down. You're so motivated to move forward, you didn't realize how much it was weighing you down. So this is when you stop and cut those tethers and like lap off that ball and chain, right? So it's not weighing you down anymore. And you're like, holy shit, what is this? This is like a whole new life. No, it's a complete you. It's a complete version of yourself. You have your whole self back again. And then we have time to let go. And I gotta say, at that point, it's just gonna be real fucking easy. Real fucking easy. And this will add to the curing of or the healing of something that's been really gnawing at your heart. Especially, I just heard the word guilt, especially if you've been feeling what you've been feeling guilty for. Remember, a sense of guilt does not mean that you actually did anything wrong. It's that on some level, especially an emotional level now, you've taken responsibility for it. Right? So it's hurting you because you've taken responsibility for it. So letting that go. Not only not taking responsibility for it anymore, but also I think realizing that you don't have to, and that what an injustice you've done to yourself by taking on that added responsibility. Bless you, Buzz. Bless you. My dog was sneezing. So let's go into this. Sagittarius. Okay, that's a lot. These cards come out in such like, nope, it's not about that. Okay, so we have Cirrus here, and she's all about the harvest. She's all about abundance. She's all about enjoying what you've worked hard for. So we already talked about that, and that's going to definitely come in the beginning of this energy. You're going to have this cornucopia in front of you. So even if you get a stomach ache, you have different food to choose from. In other words, there is enough abundance here, and abundance has come to you. You've been rewarded. I don't know if this is coming from last week or the last couple of weeks, but you've been rewarded somehow. And remember, this is reaping what you've sowed, so you definitely have been rewarded for your hard work. Finally, something has come through, and it's with that momentum and with that fullness that you're now able to confront the more difficult stuff. And then we have Arcturian Council, Cancerian energy, Apollo, something to do with a brother or a son, and then 4. So it could be it could be somebody asking for your advice, or you giving somebody advice, maybe somebody finally taking your advice, somebody that you definitely consider like you care about and you love them. They're part of your family. You want to nurture them. 4 is the square, right? It's about structure, giving somebody structure, providing them counsel. You're actually seen right now as somebody who gives really good advice. People are taking you seriously as somebody to consult when they want a clear head and a clear mind. This is really good, especially for your career, because people will take what you say seriously. They're going to acknowledge your wisdom, in other words. And then we have Juno, which is the queen goddess. And she embodies wisdom. Think of Hera. Well, that's more Athena. Think of Hera. She embodies, well, let's put it this way. You're feeling good about yourself. You're looking good. You're feeling good. You're realizing your worth. Or somebody is finally acknowledging your worth. Caution is slow down for a second. Take a look around. And that may be the advice that you're taking or giving to somebody else. Or it may be just that what you're doing right now is you're allowing yourself to slow down because you're realizing, I don't have to rush by this anymore. Or this is the recognition of the fact that I have been dragged down, right? Sun, moon, and stars, everything coming together, conspiring in your favor. Vesta is all about the hearth, gathering around the hearth. You're going to be enjoying yourself. There's definitely enjoyment in this energy for you. So this is going to be, see you as a week of around family, around friends, around good times, allowing yourself to enjoy life, realizing that you've worked for it. So there may be 555 celebration here. Okay, and Orion was the hunter. I don't know what she means by this energy, but we'll get down to it. Pallas Athena is wisdom. I think you're finally coming through all of those you're experiencing the wisdom of your struggles. And that wisdom is coming in the form of confidence and loving yourself deeper. So that when that moon in Sagittarius squares Jupiter, there's an illumination of the self. And you it's like you're ready for this now. You're ready for this. You're ready for somebody to ask you this question. You're ready for somebody to ask you, does this really matter to you? You're ready to answer honestly, because you've been through this before and you've realized that this isn't a test. This is a sincere inquiry into what actually works better for you. And so if those kind of conversations actually come up, you'll be able to answer them really clearly, like crystal clear. You won't even have to think about it. You'll just be able to say it. I don't have to watch my mouth. I don't have to watch anything. I'll be able to say it really clearly. This is about knowing yourself very well. So something in the past has been a little bit wonky. Hold up. Because we're not getting a lot of past energy. A lot of this energy is culminating into something new, moving you forward by finishing out what had happened before, by making peace with it. We have Smoky Quartz here, clearing negativity, release negativity from within or around you. Now, sometimes we don't release negativity, Sagittarius, because we don't see that it's a negativity. Like I said, that ball and chain around your ankle, you got so fucking used to it. That, or all those like tin cans, so like imagine a boat being pulled through a polluted ocean. You just don't realize what you're dragging because it's been so long that you've been dragging it. Well, now you realize, oh my God, and how much lighter I'm going to be. So that's what you're doing, clearing negativity, finally being able to let something go. You feel so secure with those tethers that you forget how good freedom feels, and this is when you get that back. And then what's in the past? Malachite, prosperity. There's a positive shift in your flow of divine support. In the past. So remember when I told you that this is a quantum reading and the past and the present will come out at the same time? Well, this is the fulfillment of that cycle. That's why this information in the past came out. This is directly related to when you felt you were robbed, when you felt like you weren't supported, when you felt like you were completely undermined or not challenged, like robbed. Yeah, definitely. Like there was no support for you, or you just kept failing. This is a failure that you're very familiar with. Maybe you got a little too familiar with the failure and you just thought, well, I'm cursed in this situation. This is how it's always going to be for me. I'm never going to make any progress. You are going to make progress because there's going to be a realization. And I got to say immediately, it's like your weight weighing you down. It's directly related to something emotional that had to pop. And especially when that moon is in Sagittarius is when it's going to pop. You gotta feel it to heal it, but the feeling is not gonna last long. You might have a bad day, you might have a bad hour, but I guarantee you on the other side of that is like, oh my God. It's like think about a ball and chain that you have been dragging for years of your life, and suddenly it breaks away. It's going to tear away skin. It's going to have weakened, it's going to strengthen that leg, but it's also going to have really like set into that wrist or set into that ankle. And when it rips away, there's going to be pain, there's going to be a pop. But then all of a sudden it's going to be like, what the fuck? I can move my ankle left and right and up and down. Look at all I can do. It's going to come at like legitimately right on the other side of that day. Legitimately right on the other side of that day. So if you experience that kind of raunchy, kooky period, like that uncomfortable, let's call it discomfort. It's only going to last maybe for a 24-hour period. And then we have destiny. Now, destiny is about destiny and patience. You've waited for this for a long time. And it's paid off. You're also not needing to see immediate payback. Not necessary. It's like you're willing to let things grow because you see this is the beautiful, almost hidden gem in the blessings, is that this is teaching you how to see blessings better. Instead of just assuming that because something doesn't happen immediately, it's never going to happen. You're going to realize, it's not only is it going to happen, but you're going to be able to see that microscopic growth that you could never see before. That's what's like getting unveiled, and you're realizing it. It's like you're going to be able to see the seed growing at those microscopic rates. We always do this time lapse thing to hurry it up. It's almost like you're going to catch that time lamp. You're going to see the growth. You're going to see the growth in what you formerly thought of as stagnation. You're going to see how you've actually grown. And from this point on, you'll always be able to see that growth. So you won't get as impatient, and you won't get as defeated, or you won't get as frustrated or defensive. Instead, you'll get back to work. Let's go to the extended. I'll see you guys there.